guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, in case you guys have saw lots of my sewing videos, this is my new channel. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna be putting lots of videos up.
She had 140,000 people watching her every move, but the one person she needed to disappear wouldn't stop watching. Her name was Tamisha Ridge. Most people knew her as Meesha, a DIY fashion queen who turned scraps of fabric into runway-worthy pieces on a shoestring budget. Her YouTube channel was blowing up in 2014. Tutorials, sewing hacks, that infectious smile that made you believe you could do it too. When she died, the hashtag #Meesha taught me trended for days. Thousands of people flooding the comments, sharing how she'd inspired them to pick up a needle and thread for the first time. How she made creativity feel accessible, possible. She taught the world how to sew, but no one taught her how to escape. May 14th, 2014. 4:28 a.m. Police roll up to her South Sacramento home on Woodbine Avenue. Inside, they find Tamisha lying in her bed, shot in the head, point-blank range. Her 3 kids were in the house. So were other family members. None of them heard the gunshot. And the man who killed her? He'd been trying to get back together with her for months, obsessed, relentless. She told him it was over. He didn't take no for an answer. But here's the thing. He claims it was an accident. And for a while, a jury actually believed him. If someone you loved was being harassed by an ex who just wouldn't let go, would you know the warning signs before it was too late? If you believe obsession isn't love, hit that subscribe button. Because the warning signs were about to break down, they could save someone's life. How does a woman with 140,000 followers, surrounded by people who loved her, end up shot in her own bed by a man who claimed to love her most? Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive.
Hi everyone, happy late Mother's Day.
Tamisha Yvette Ridge, known to many of her YouTube followers as Meesha, used social media to spread her knowledge of fashion design onto others.
Thanks everyone who came out to the fashion show to meet me.
Thousands of people were drawn to her videos on putting together clothing pieces on a budget. She had more than 140,000 subscribers to her YouTube channel. Her charismatic personality and simple tips on sewing inspired many. But her life abruptly came to an end Wednesday morning when she was shot in her South Sacramento home. Homicide investigators say Tamisha's ex-boyfriend, Dameshlo Green, snuck into her bedroom and opened fire while she slept. Several relatives and her 3 children were inside the home.
And I hate she had to go that way.
We spoke with fellow fashion designer Lauren Taylor. She was one of Tamisha's followers all the way from Mississippi. She would watch her videos daily.
Had a wonderful, beautiful spirit about herself, always smiling. You got the impression she was a really nice girl that really just loved to sew and wanted to share that with the world.
Tamisha also had an online fabric store where fans could go and purchase some of her designs. And her loyal fans have now turned to social media to mourn her loss, where the hashtag Meesha taught me has been trending. One follower writing on Twitter, Tamisha Ridge was the first person to convince me I could sew. She has been such an inspiration. Rest in peace, sweet Meesha.
Dameshlo Green wasn't a stranger. He was the father of one of her children. And that's exactly what made him so dangerous. They'd been together on and off for a decade. 10 years of breaking up, getting back together, then breaking up again. At one point, they didn't speak for 5 years straight. Then they reconnected, tried again. But Tamisha ended it, for good, months before she died. Green didn't accept it. Her cousin Ty Martin said Green was obsessed with her, that Tamisha had been getting threatening phone calls and text messages for weeks, maybe longer. The kind of messages that make your stomach drop when you see his name pop up on your screen. Her son, Savion, said his mom was focused on one thing, building a better life for her kids, better education, better home, better future. She was moving forward. Green was trying to drag her back. She had 3 kids, a business, a future. He had a parole violation and a shotgun. May 14th, 2014. Around 4 a.m., Green walked into her house through an unlocked door. Quiet, deliberate. He knew where her room was. He'd been there before. Tamisha was asleep. So was another man, Lee Williams, lying next to her in bed. Green walked in, saw them, and fired. Williams bolted. Green bolted. But before Williams ran out of that room, he did something that would haunt this case for nearly a decade. He grabbed some clothes, wrapped them around the shotgun, and slid it into the bathroom. Then he vanished. If your ex showed up unannounced in the middle of the night, would your door be locked? If this is making you uncomfortable, good. It should. Drop a like on this video if you think people need to hear this story, because Tamisha's kids are still living with the fact that their mom is gone. Green's story? He said it was an accident, that Lee Williams attacked him, that the gun just went off. According to Green, Williams rushed him the second he walked into the room. They fought. Williams pulled the shotgun from under the bed. The weapon discharged during the struggle. Tragic, unintentional, not murder. Here's the problem with that story. Tamisha was shot in the head while she was lying in bed, asleep. A shotgun blast at close range doesn't happen during a scuffle. It happens when someone pulls the trigger. Williams did leave the scene. That part's true. But before he disappeared, he told two people the same thing. Green shot her. Not the gun went off. Not it was an accident. Green shot her. A few hours later, Green turned himself in. But not for murder, for a parole violation. He walked into the station like he was checking in for a dentist appointment. That's called strategy. The case went to trial. The prosecution said Green was obsessed, that he couldn't handle rejection, that he snuck into her home with a weapon and executed her while she slept. The defense said it was a tragic accident, that Williams was the aggressor, that the gun was under the bed within reach and it discharged during a fight. The jury couldn't decide. Hung jury. Why? Because Williams touched the gun. He moved it. The defense used that to plant doubt. Maybe Williams fired the shot. Maybe Green was telling the truth. Reasonable doubt is a hell of a shield when you've got a good lawyer. But the state of California wasn't done. They retried the case. This time, prosecutors came back harder. They focused on the obsession, the threats, the stalking, the pattern of control. February 27th, 2018. The second jury came back with a verdict. Guilty, first-degree murder. Dameshlo Green was sentenced to 75 years to life in state prison. The conviction was appealed. The California Court of Appeal affirmed it in August 2020. Tamisha's family finally had justice. For 4 years, they had peace. And then, the federal court stepped in. October 24th, 2023, a federal judge overturned Green's conviction, not because he was innocent, but because his lawyer screwed up. U.S. District Judge Kimberly J. Mueller ruled that Green's Sixth Amendment rights were violated. His trial attorney didn't properly challenge key evidence, didn't fight hard enough to get certain statements admitted, didn't do the job. So even though a jury found him guilty, even though the appeals court agreed, the federal government said, do it again. The state of California had 30 days to decide, retry Green for a third time, or let him go. Think about that. A man convicted of shooting a woman in the head while she slept might walk free because of paperwork. Here's what Tamisha's story teaches us. Leaving an abuser is the most dangerous time. Statistically, that's when women are most likely to be killed. Not during the relationship, during the exit. If you're in a situation like this, listen carefully. Document everything. Texts, calls, threats, screenshots, voice memos. Tell people, multiple people. Get a restraining order. And please just lock your doors. Because the legal system, it moves slow, and abusers move fast. As of right now, we don't know if Green is in prison or walking the streets. The case is still open. The DA's office hasn't confirmed whether they'll retry him or not. And Tamisha's kids, they're still waiting for an answer. Do you think a legal technicality should set a murderer free? Or does the system owe the victim's family more than that? If you think the legal system failed Tamisha Ridge, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because cases like this don't get solved by silence. Tamisha Ridge was more than a victim. She was a mother, a creator, a woman who built something out of nothing. When she died, Meesha Taught Me trended for days. Thousands of people shared how she inspired them, how she made them believe they could create something beautiful with their own hands. Her son, Savion, said she always looked forward to getting them a better education. a better place to live. She took care of her kids no matter what happened. She didn't just teach people how to sew. She taught them they were capable of more. Green's fate is still undecided. The DA's office hasn't confirmed whether they'll retry him or let the conviction stand on appeal. So Tamisha's family is stuck, waiting. Again, this case isn't just about one woman. It's about how many Tamishas are out there right now, being threatened, being stalked, being told he'll change. If you see the signs, say something. If you're living it, get out. And if you know someone who needs help, send them this video. If Tamisha had locked her door that night, would she still be here? Or was this always going to end the way it did? If you believe Dameshlo Green deserves to stay behind bars, hit that like button. If you think stories like Tamisha's need to be told, share this video. And if you never want to miss a case where justice hangs in the balance, subscribe and turn on that bell. Because the next story we cover, it might be happening in your neighborhood right now. Our hearts ache for Maria Tamisha's family. Words feel inadequate, but please know you are held in deepest sympathy and prayers. May you find strength and comfort in the memories of Tamisha. Thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.